In this lesson, we will continue with the topic of the genders of the nouns, and especially with the topic how to adjust the rest of the words in a sentence to the gender of the nouns. And we will learn another very important word, which is frequently used in Russian language, namely this kind, the same, such. So there's this word, and this word is takoy. Takoi. Такой. This kind, the same, such. Why is it so important? Well, we are using it quite often in Russian and you will hear it and read it a lot. But another possibility of using this word is to exaggerate. And in any language, people like to exaggerate. And this is a very nice way to exaggerate. So you will learn it. Let's start now with genders of такой. How to describe something as такой, this kind or the same. As I told you, такой can be in three genders, modified according to the nouns, and такой is made for masculine. For masculine gender, what would be for feminine? Такая. Такая. Feminine, and neutral would be такое. Такое. Neutral. So, and how would we say such a house, this kind of house? So I would say такой дом. We already know дом is masculine. Дом is masculine. And if we need to say this kind of house, the same house or such a house, we would say такой дом. Такой дом. So we adjust такой to the gender of the noun. But we also can ask a question. Такой дом? This brings more meaning to the sentence. Такой дом. We want to ask if we are interested in such house. Такой дом. And do you remember how to ask questions beginning with the question word? Well, we need to emphasize, we need to raise our emphasis, our intonation on the question word. The same happens here also. We ask такой дом. We raise our intonation on такой. And the answer would be yes, this kind of house. So the answer would be да. But we also not want to say yes, this kind of house. Да, такой. Да, такой. Here we don't need to raise our intonation on any of the words. However, we know already that every Russian word got a special emphasis within this word. And да got it on a and такой. So the pronunciation would be да, такой. The question would be такой дом. Can you hear the difference of the pronunciation? So we emphasize on the whole word, on the whole word of такой. Такой дом. With our intonation, and then it goes down. Да, такой. Sounds almost boring compared to the spectacular questioning. Well, let's do it for the female. For the female, let's take машина, car. Машина. Машина. How would we say this kind of car? Машина is female, ends with a. So we need to take такая. Такая машина. Такая. Такая машина. And how would we question this kind of car? Are you interested in this kind of car? Такая машина. And we got a question. Такая машина. But we're interested in different kind of car. How would we say not? Нет. Нет. But we also want to say not this kind. For the машина. So we need to use word такая. And we also need to negate. Again, it's a double negation. For English it wouldn't be possible, but for Russian the right answer would be нет, не такая. Не такая. Нет, не такая. And how would we say window? Let's take window because it's neutral. Окно. Окно. How would we say this kind of window? Not the question, so just this kind of window. Такое окно. Окно is neutral, we need to take такое. It's the last which we got from the series of Такой. Такое. Такое. Такое окно. And the question, this kind of window would be такое окно. We emphasize, we raise our intonation on такое and lower it on окно. And the answer would be yes, this kind. Да, такое. Да, такое. Такое. So this kind or the same or such is not such a spectacular meaning for a word, and it's not really difficult to grasp this information. However, there is another spectacular way of using такой, такая, такое, namely in exaggerations. And you will hear this often. So let's see how to build such an exaggeration. So I'm talking about exaggerations like it is so windy today, it is so sunny today, it is so hot today. And in Russian it would be literally translated today such wind, today such sun, today such heat. And such we get такой. Такой, такая, такое. So we need to know the word which we want to exaggerate, and we need to adjust our such, такой, такая, такое, accordingly to the gender of the word. So how would we say such a wind, so windy, such a wind, such heat, such sunny, such sun? Well, wind would be ветер. Ветер. Ветер is wind. What is the gender of ветер? Try to guess. Well, not try to guess, try to build it. R is consonant, meaning it's masculine. And such for masculine would be такой. Такой. And такой ветер. Such wind. So, but here you need to make it stronger. Такой ветер. Because you can also ask такой ветер. It would be such a wind. We say такой ветер. Such a wind. And today is so windy. Today such wind would be сегодня. Today would be сегодня. 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 We write сегодня. We pronounce сегодня. Try to remember this. If you cannot remember this, it's fine, Russians will understand you. But try, while I'm pronouncing this, pronounce it for yourself, aloud, and write it. Сегодня такой ветер. And we got exclamation. Today is so windy. Today such wind. Now the next one would be sunny. How would we say? Such sun. Such sun. It's so sunny. Such sun. Sun would be солнце. 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 Солнце ends in е. What would be солнце? What would be the gender of солнце? The gender of солнце is neutral. It ends in here, meaning it's neutral. And how would we say such? Such sun. We need to take neutral weight or neutral form of такое. Такое солнце. Такое. Such sun. Such so sunny. Such sun. And today is so sunny. Today such sun would be сегодня. Сегодня. Сегодня такое солнце. And such a heat would be жара. 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 Heat. And such a heat. How would we recognize what gender is жара? Ends in a, meaning most likely it's feminine, and it is feminine. We got lucky today. We recognize that it's feminine. How would we say such a heat? Такая. Такая жара. Такая. And again, сегодня такая жара. Today is so hot. Today is such a heat. Сегодня. Сегодня. Сегодня такая жара. One tip for you. It's kind of your decision how you learn to pronounce and how you learn to write. Some people prefer to memorize words сегодня in the form of сегодня. So you say сегодня, but then you are falling into danger to write сегодня instead of сегодня. I'm pronouncing it for you сегодня. However, I hope that it is clear from what I'm telling to you that you need to pronounce it as сегодня. So it's kind of messy. It's a small nuance of the language. And think about this, that it doesn't matter how you pronounce this or how you learned сегодня or сегодня, people will understand you. So this is one positive thing about Russian language. So we got exaggeration now. How would we say, today is so windy, today is such wind. Сегодня такой ветер, сегодня такой ветер. How would we say, today is so sunny, today is such a sun. Сегодня такое солнце. And how would we say, today is such a heat. Сегодня такая жара. And again, because those are important words. Жара is heat, солнце, sun, ветер is wind. Well, but we also got a different form of winning such a. So, такое, the importance of this word is that it can be used quite universally in Russian language. And people using it often. I already told you it quite a few times. And there is also another form of exaggeration. I don't know if you will understand this, the difference between exaggerations, but for Russian ears, it's a little bit different exaggeration. And the meaning of this exaggeration would be вот a, actually also such a. So again, such a sun, such a wind, such a heat. However, this time we will use also an adjective between the word we want to exaggerate. So for example, ветер, wind, we will also put an adjective describing this wind. So we would say strong wind. So instead of just a noun, we will write strong. So strong wind. Let's take ветер again. Ветер. Ветер. Ветер is masculine. We already dealt with this. How would we put strong? What would be strong according to ветер? What would be the adjective strong? Сильный. Сильный, the form we take it from the dictionary. Because in the dictionary we got adjectives which are already formed for the male words. Сильный. Сильный. So now we got strong wind. But we can also say such a strong wind. What a strong wind. We can make an exclamation. We can, tell such a strong wind. Then we would say такой сильный ветер. And here we got ветер is masculine. And we need to adjust the whole structure before in the sentence according to the masculine. And also такой. So here we need to take такой сильный ветер. Такой. Такой. Такой сильный ветер. Such a strong wind. And exclamation mark. Такой сильный ветер. How would we say such a strong sun? It is so sunny today. Солнце is sun. Солнце. Солнце. Sun. And we already figure out солнце is neutral. How would we adjust сильный to солнце? We need to replace last two letters. Сильное. We take ое. We take ending ое here. Сильное. Сильное солнце. If you don't understand how it works, Please go 4 sessions back and repeat 2 lessons about how to adjust genders of nouns to the adjectives. No, actually, how to adjust adjectives to the gender of nouns. It is very important, a crucial topic, but to be easy on you, if you know adjective and if you know the noun and you make some minor mistakes in this, it's understandable for Russians. It's still easy to understand for Russian speakers. So, but here we got солнце, neutral, adjusted adjective to the neutral form. How would what would be such a? How would we exaggerate? How would we say such a strong sun? It's so sunny. We would take the neutral такое. Такое. Такое сильное солнце. Такое сильное солнце. And you will hear it quite often. This kind of sentences. And let's take such a hot summer. Let's learn few words. Summer is лето. Лето. Try to guess, try to understand the gender of лето, of summer. We got ending o, meaning it's neutral. Жара is heat. And the adjective, the male form of adjective for hot would be жаркий. And for o, we would need to adjust it to the neutral form, жаркое. We would take 2 last letters for neutral, жаркое. Жаркое. Лето, жаркое. We adjusted adjective to the gender of лето. Жаркое лето, hot summer. What would be the proper word out of those 3? Yes, we need to take the neutral one. Такое. Такое. Такое жаркое лето. And let's take the last one, because I see we took twice neutral. And let's take also the feminine. Book. Книга. Книга. So, такое жаркое лето, it was exclamation. Книга is book, ends in a, most probably it's feminine, and it is feminine, we already learned this. And interesting in Russian would be интересно. And interesting for the male form would be интересный. How would we adjust it to the female form? And here, actually, if you know такой, такая, такое, because these endings are kind of resemble to the male ending, female ending, and neutral ending, let's assume you already learned такой, такая, такое, and accordingly the gender. So more or less you can also take the endings for adjectives. It's not a general rule, but you can use it. So, interesting would be интересный in the male form. We need to take the female form, and we replace и with ая. Интересная. Интересная. Интересная книга. Interesting book. And how would we say such an interesting book? What an interesting book. We would say такая. Такая. Такая интересная книга. I would suggest to you exercise. Take a noun, adjust the adjective to this noun, and put такой, такая, такое. Why am I suggesting to do this? Even though if you're a beginner or advanced learner of Russian language, it is something that makes your language easier. It makes Russians more interested in speaking with you. If you work with expressions, if you work with such terms like такой сильный ветер, it's almost a starting of a conversation, and the Russian will come to you and say, yes, such a strong wind, and don't you have such strong winds, for example, in Norway or in Scandinavia? You're living there on the coast. That's like the wind must be much stronger there. And you're already in a conversation. It's almost a step before becoming friends.